Well, it smells really good, I have to say. As I said earlier, it does smell delicious in here. So I'm just going to give this a little try now and I'll let you know how it tastes. The chicken is really juicy and tender. It's also slightly spicy as well, but the rice makes it really refreshing. Hi everyone and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and in today's video I want to share with you how to make my delicious roasted masala chicken with minty rice. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make a delicious masala roast chicken with minty rice. This recipe, as with all of my recipes, is really easy, and this one is a great dish as well because you can have this in summer or you can have this in winter. It has a really summery feel to it, but it's also a really nice dish to have warm in winter as well. And lots of the ingredients you can prepare in advance of the meal as well. So I'm actually going to prepare the chicken a couple of hours before I want to cook it. So the first thing I've done is I've measured out about 4 tablespoons of coconut cream. Now I buy my coconut cream from our local supermarket in cartons, but if you can't get it in cartons, then you can put a tin of coconut cream in the fridge and the cream should rise to the top and the liquid should fall to the bottom, and you can just use the cream out of a tin of coconut cream. So I'm going to add to that some ground ginger. So I'm just going to add a teaspoon of ground ginger. A bit more than that, I think. I do love a bit of ginger. And then I'm going to add some garam masala. So this is a mix of spices. Again, I buy these from my local supermarket and they are delicious. It has all sorts of different spices in it and it just makes the dish really tasty. And then I'm also going to add a teaspoon of mild chili powder as well, just to give it a bit of spice. We like spice in this house, but we don't like too much. So you could use mild or you could use hot chili powder if you want to make it a bit spicier. But masala is normally a cool sort of curry anyway. It's not a particularly spicy curry. So, but if you want to make yours spicier, then you can. And then I've just added a teaspoon of ground cinnamon to that as well. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt, a pinch or 2 of salt, and a little bit of pepper as well. As I said, I'm preparing this a couple of hours before I want to cook it, but you could make this the night before and store it in the fridge overnight. And if your chicken hasn't been frozen, then you could actually make this, store it in the freezer and then just take it out of the freezer when you want to cook it as well. So I'm going to add my chicken to a large mixing bowl. So I've got about 500 grams of chicken there. I'm making this meal as if it serves 4, but I'm going to have some leftovers tomorrow. So the leftovers go really nicely in a sandwich or in a salad as well. They will taste really nice in a salad if you didn't want to make the minty rice or didn't want to eat the minty rice the next day. Sometimes you don't always want the same meal the next day, I find, with leftovers. You kind of look at it and go, I don't really fancy that now. Anyway, and now I'm just going to get my hands and I'm literally going to cover the chicken breasts in that marinade that I've just made with the coconut cream. If you didn't want to use coconut cream as well, you could actually use yogurt for this as well if you wanted to, or cream if you're feeling quite fancy, I have to say. So yes, I'm now going to leave that in the fridge for a couple of hours, but as I said, you could make this the night before and leave it in the fridge overnight, or you could also make this and just store it in the freezer until you want to eat it. So I'm off to put this into the fridge. While the chicken is marinating in the fridge, I have preheated my oven to about 200 degrees and I'm now going to start cooking off the rice. So I've got a large saucepan and I've just put that onto a high heat on my hob, and I'm going to add oil to the base of this pan. And while this pan is heating up, I just want to say that if you have enjoyed this video today and you'd like to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you did really enjoy this video today, then please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any questions or any comments, then please leave those in the comments section below. Everything like that really helps me out and I would really appreciate it. So as I said, I'm going to leave the pan to heat up. Pan is getting nice and hot now, so for this recipe I have peeled, sliced and diced 1 onion, and I'm just going to add that to the base of the pan like so, and I'm going to let this heat through now. I'm going to fry the onion until it starts to soften and hopefully go a lovely golden brown colour around the edges as well. The onion has started to soften and it's also started to go a lovely golden brown colour. I have turned the heat down slightly. It was getting a little bit too hot, I have to say. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 1 carrot that I've peeled and grated. In the original recipe it was a courgette that I used, but unfortunately I've run out of courgettes today. I haven't got any in the fridge, so I've had to use a carrot instead. You can use a carrot, you can use a courgette, and the reason I like to peel and grate my vegetables is simply because they cook quicker when they're in this frying pan, so that all I need to do is just literally heat these through and they just start to soften very quickly when they're in the pan. Also it means, as I've said in previous videos, that my husband and son don't know it's in here either. So it's kind of a sneaky mummy trick, I have to say. Although with the carrot they probably will know it's in here because it's orange, so that's that plan foiled, but never mind, I will carry on. And next I'm going to add in my rice. So I'm going to cook the rice like you would a risotto basically. And I'm going to put the rice into the pan like so. So that was about 200 grams of rice. I'm serving this for 3 people tonight. So I have sort of halved and then just got enough portion for my son basically. My son is 10. And he's not really a great fan of brown rice, but he doesn't mind it too much. So I'm just going to fry the rice until it starts to go see-through like risotto rice would, basically. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour over about 600 mils of chicken stock. You can use beef stock if you wanted to. You could also use vegetable stock as well. The reason I'm using chicken stock is because this is the one I'm cooking at the moment in my slow cooker, so that's why I'm using it. And what you want to do is check that the liquid is the same length as your middle finger, no, the rude one, you know, and the line at the top is the same length from the tip to the line at the top of your middle finger. That is about 2 centimeters. I have measured it on a ruler and that is perfect. That's enough liquid in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to the boil and then I will leave it to simmer, and I'm going to let all of the liquid disappear in the saucepan, and that will make the most perfect rice, I promise you. All of this business about putting cups in and draining it, it just makes the rice so soggy. This is honestly the best way to cook rice. Before I disappear completely as well, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to that. There is salt and pepper in the chicken stock, so I'm not going to add too much, but a little bit is always good for us. We don't mind it, but we don't like too much of it. So yes, just going to stir that round. And as I said, I'm just going to leave the lid on and let all of the liquid disappear, and then I will add them in and hopefully the chicken will be cooked. The oven has preheated. So I am going to put the chicken into a baking tray now and pop that in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. The saucepan has come to the boil, so I'm just literally going to turn the heat down to a medium heat and leave this to simmer, as I said, until all of the liquid has disappeared. The chicken has just finished cooking, and I can see that it's cooked because the juices in the bottom of this baking tray are running clear, and it's also a lovely golden brown colour. So I'm going to remove this from the oven and leave it to rest while I finish off the rice. The rice has finished cooking. As you can see, all of the liquid has disappeared, and I'm just going to move that around with the spoon to make it lovely and fluffy. And then I'm also going to add in a small handful of chopped mint as well. If it is winter, then you can always use dried mint if you want to. Mint you can normally buy in the supermarket now. I grow it in the garden at the moment, so we're quite lucky that way. So we have some fresh mint grown in the garden, and I'm just going to add that to the rice, and then I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to set that aside. And once the chicken is finished resting, I'll leave it to rest for about 10 minutes, and once it's finished resting, I will slice it and serve some and let you know how it tastes. But this kitchen smells absolutely delicious right now. As promised, I'm going to try this chicken and some of the rice as well. It smells really good, I have to say. As I said earlier, it does smell delicious in here. So I'm just going to give this a little try now, and I'll let you know how it tastes. The chicken is really juicy and tender. It's also slightly spicy as well, but the rice makes it really refreshing. So yes, I'm really looking forward to having this for my dinner this evening. That's how you make my delicious roasted masala chicken with minty rice, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having this for our dinner this evening, and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.